Hi, everyone. It's Jane McLeod live on Fans of the Framework, and I'm here. I wish I could turn the camera to show you my view of stunning Lake Michigan and how absolutely beautiful it is here on Mackinac Island. Sue and I just finished our 5th annual C-Suite retreat at Mission Point Resort on the island, and we had 20 highly engaged, amazing over-the-top leaders to spend the last 2 days with, and we enjoyed every single moment with it. So sorry it's done until next year, but anyway, it was a great time. And we had the topic of extreme ownership. So as you can imagine, there were a lot of questions and a lot of conversations about that. So what I want to talk to you about today is coaching and mentoring. And really, some of us may misperceive that we are a great coach, a great mentor, maybe because the techniques that we currently use or we've always used work with 1 or 2 people. And you really want to make sure that you are, very, very good at this. There are only, maybe 3 or 4 key things that leaders need to be very, very good at, that when their leadership can just grow and grow, and they can lead literally anyone, right? They can lead anyone. So coaching and mentoring is one of those things. Here are the reasons why. Driving in, one of the key drivers of engagement is for a person to feel as though they have an ability and an opportunity to professionally grow in the organization that they serve. Okay, so it's usually a great question to have on your employee engagement survey. Often, most standardized surveys that you purchase to give to your employees will have that question. Do you feel as though there's opportunity for growth and professional development where you work? And a lot of times our partners will tell us that this is often a score that they really, really struggle with. I think we might have 5 or 6 organizations working on this as their employee experience goal this year. And, it's one of those questions that you really have to break down. Why did our employees respond so poorly to that? It might be because you have a low turnover rate, so they don't feel like they can move within the organization. But more than likely, it's because they don't feel coached. They don't feel as though they have someone that, were they to stray, were they to make a mistake, were they to need, have some opportunities to professionally improve themselves, that anybody's really doing a great job coaching them. And when people don't feel as though they're growing professionally or personally, guess what happens? They get bored, they get stagnant, they lose interest in what's going on in the workplace, and they move on, right? They move on. So really, being a great coach and a great mentor is one way for you to develop professionally yourself, but most certainly think of all the people that it benefits, right? Because as leaders, I don't think how much we realize that we touch other people's lives, that when you influence one of your employees, you're really influencing their entire family. So the second reason that this is such an important skill for you as a leader to have is that when you develop your mentoring and coaching skills and you really, really work on it, you show people things that you have faith in them, that you support them. I can't think of stronger words that I used in conversation when I was coaching an employee, that I know you can do this. I have every faith in you. I don't know why you don't have faith in yourself, because you're amazing. And I know you can do this. I know you'll be great at it, right? Again, think about what you're building in people that they may never, ever see in themselves, and never be brave enough to take your job when you leave it, potentially, join a committee, start taking care of themselves, start going to the gym, whatever it might be. There's a lot of things that your words of, I have faith in you, I know you can do this, can be so impactful. The third thing is like, okay, so Jane, you say I need to coach and mentor more, but how do I get this opportunity to do this? Oh God, I'm screwing up my hair. I'm so sorry. How do I get an opportunity to do it? And, you know, use the validation feedback loop. Use rounding. You know, automatically, when you see someone that maybe you just rolled out a new policy, you just rolled out a new way to do something, it's a new technique, it's a new piece of equipment, it's whatever, and you see somebody not doing what you taught, you see somebody potentially not doing something correctly, right? And so, you know, what you need to do is like right then and there, the best coaching that you can possibly give. And, you know, so many people have been all over the internet and on YouTube, great leaders from places like Intel and Google saying the best coaching they ever got was 1 or 2 minutes in between a meeting, 1 or 2 minutes when their boss noticed that didn't go as well as you planned it, did it? Let's talk about it. That is where true coaching happens, right? That's where true coaching happens. And so get really good about using, I saw you do this, I want to validate. You either did it very, very well or you missed the mark a little bit. Let's talk about that. So validation feedback loop. Also, those one-on-one meetings that are, you know, meant to build relationships with everyone who works for you, you know, are key to that. When you ask them, do you feel like we do a great job with professional development here? Do you feel like we believe in you, that we put resources in you? You likely have a lot of resources in your organization that employees don't even know that they have. That, you know, for instance, I told this story yesterday to my audience. We had 100% tuition reimbursement in our organization in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, for those nurses that wanted to go and get their bachelor's at our university right there in our town. And nobody took advantage of it. Literally nobody. They didn't know about it. So you likely have a structure in place for people to progress professionally and to put resources into them, and they don't take advantage of it because they forget that it's there. They don't know it. Maybe they knew it once and now they don't anymore. Whatever the reason is, you know, remind people of that you believe in them. You know they can do it. You want to support them through their professional growth and development. You want to invest in them. The organization's already invested in them. And sometimes it's just your time of mentoring. It's just your time of stopping and saying, hey, let's talk about what just happened right there, right? So how do you do this? How do you do it? The first thing that great coaches do is great coaches ask instead of tell. And you think about this, that you imagine a boss pointing their fingers and telling someone what to do, right? You tell someone what to do. Whereas a coach and mentor asks. Now, does it take longer to ask your employees, what do you think I should do? I value your opinion. What do you think I should have done in that situation? What should I do now? Does it take longer for you to seek other people's advice, especially those people that work for you? Heck yeah, it takes longer. But guess what? Later, you save time. You're truly building capacity in yourself as a leader by being a coach rather than a boss, because later you save tons of time. You save time in disengagement, in people who leave you and you have to replace them and you have to pay overtime to replace them. You save time in your quality issues, safety issues, mistakes that get made because people aren't well communicated with, because you didn't stop them when you saw something happening and say, let's talk about how you did that. That could potentially have been a near miss. That could potentially have been a safety issue. Let's talk about that. Way better than, again, you're not just affecting one life, you're affecting the lives of families and communities. So way better than to stop and say, rather than have them make a mistake that they feel horrible about for maybe weeks and months and years to follow, okay? So great coaches ask, don't tell, and take the time to seek feedback on decisions and to ask ahead of time. What do you think I should do? The second thing is coaches are capacity builders, right? When you see an employee that, potentially has great potential, that you see something in them, but you notice that they're not volunteering for projects, they're not volunteering to make improvements in your department, they're not, when there's maybe a little promotion available, they're not going for it. This is when you can really be a capacity builder, because that's what our job is as coaches and what our job is as leaders. And when you're building other people's capacity, those are those key words again, to say, I believe in you, I have faith in you, I know you can do this, I'll help you, I'll support you, I'll be right to you every step of the way. Likely, all of you have a teacher or a coach in your life that believed in you like that said those very words to you. My husband has been a high school educator for 30 years, and so many now 30, almost 40-year-old children who come up to him in public places and say, I'm a physician because of you. I'm also a teacher because of you. I'm, an engineer because of you, because you had faith in me once. You coached me. You taught me how to work really, really hard. You taught me the meaning of hard work. What if we all, as leaders, had that impact on people? What if we all had the same impact on others and those that we serve that our coaches and our teachers had on us? How amazing would that be? And you know what? As leaders, we really have way greater capacity to do that, don't we? So be a capacity builder. And the third thing is, if coaching and mentoring is truly not your strong point, where if you feel really uncomfortable telling others that their behaviors need to change, or that you saw them doing something wrong, or asking them, why don't you do this? What's holding you back? Let's talk about that. Because I've spoken to a lot of leaders who believe it's not their business. And you know what? Make it your business. Make it your business. It'll only be uncomfortable for a minute. So, if you feel like it's not your strong point, our advice to you is to do it more often, those 1 to 2 minutes, several times a day, and to find help. Find somebody who really is a great coach, a great mentor, a great leader, and seek them out and ask for their help. So that's it for today. I know where you can get that help. The Greatness Cohort, right? One-on-one coaching with us, Sue and I, over a period of 9 to 12 months. It's right on the first page of our website, www.capstoneleadership.net. Or another great thing for you to do and make others capacity builders and great leaders is, if you know a leader who's not as part of our group, part of our Fans of the Framework group, please forward this. Just tag them in the comments section and they'll get an invitation to join our group. We would love to have them. The more leaders, the better networking we can do. Another great thing to do is come to one of our summits. The Capstone Leadership Summit is going to be in 2 places in October 7th through 9th in Eaton Rapids, Michigan, at the beautiful English Inn on the Grand River, as well as October 22nd through the 24th in beautiful Hayward, Wisconsin, the Northwoods of Wisconsin, with so many lakes, you can't even count them. It's insane. And we're going to do that right in a partner organization with a beautiful learning atmosphere at their Water's Edge skilled nursing facility. So they built it just for leaders and their employees to learn from. So we're so glad they host us there. So anyway, we'll see you next time. All right. Have an amazing day.